Hello and welcome to a Web of Light special edition with the wizard, Dr. Kevin, and the witch.
Angie D'Anjou.
We're here to honor this couple who for centuries now have been terrorizing little children of all ages and sizes. You want to tell us a little bit about
Hudson, New Hampshire.
Which is a terrifying place all on its own.
This is up on Highland Street. And there's this beautiful couple named the Labontes, and every child that lives in Hudson that knows the Halloween route knows where to come for a little bit of a scare. And so I think it's time to introduce our guests.
And they're going to appear out of nowhere.
Hello.
Hello. So tell us, what made you decide to do this?
I got too old to trick or treat, and I still wanted to enjoy the holiday. And I thought you're never too old to dress up and have some fun. We started about 28 years ago.
Almost 30 years, yeah.
Yeah, close to 30 years.
So, and you are as enthusiastic about this?
Oh yeah, yep. I've come up with a lot of the ideas for the
He does.
props and the riggings and stuff that has to go on out there.
So how many people are involved in all of this?
Well, at first it was just he and I for many years, and then we had our daughter, and it's grown into her and her friends. I'd say we're probably, tonight we have about a dozen people,
I'd say
15
probably
people
a dozen.
helping. It varies. Some years we have a few, and some years we have a lot. But it's he and I mainly doing most of the construction,
It started out
planning.
one year with Judy and I on the porch, both sitting in the dark corner with one jack-o'-lantern,
A red light bulb.
a red light bulb, dark sunglasses, and a six-pack of beer.
And the only thing that remains is the six-pack of beer.
That's it. But,
So now when you started to bring Melina's friends in, this means that every time you go around, you get new kids from all the different schools.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you're keeping them busy all through the month.
Yes,
Yep.
indeed. In fact, we've had a lot of parents tell us that they're happy that they know where their kids are, they know what they're doing, and they know who they're with. They're not out causing trouble, they're just having fun. And our kids are now in their 20s, and they're still
Having fun.
Yep,
coming and
yep.
having fun.
And I can contest to that because I'm one of the mothers of
And a
the
lot-
children.
a lot of them gave up their trick-or-treating to come work here.
Melina has
Yeah.
been trick-or-treating one time in her whole life, and she prefers to do this than trick-or-treat.
Who needs to go out to trick or treat? Because you guys now have, we're going to show you some of the outside stuff, and we're going to take you for a tour through the haunted house. But you've got like cider and candy and stuff
Yes.
out in the
Oh, yeah.
lawn.
Yep,
Yep.
it's free.
Yep.
Anybody who wants to come is welcome. It's just a fun time for everybody. We try to really scare people on our porch walkthrough. We recommend that's for older children to adults, and we really do try to scare you. And then for the little ones, we have a graveyard with candy and cider that we have as a non-threatening area. And this year we actually have a special event. We've got a fire spinner that's going to put on a performance for us this year, so it should be a good time for everybody.
Every year's a little bit different.
It is. Every
Yep.
year we change the theme.
What's
It's
the theme
never the
this
same
year?
twice. Sensory overload.
Sensory overload. And unfortunately, by the time this thing hits air, this is going to be over. But you guys can be looking to see what next year's is going to be.
That's right. Or people can get ideas to do their own.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. And I was going to state the people who are watching us that have their own communities and they're not near Hudson, New Hampshire, which I know there's many of you, give thought to doing this in your own community. Because everybody always says, you know, what are the kids going to do? Oh, the kids are always getting in trouble. They're doing this. You know what? Give them something like this to play with, and you'll see they keep occupied, they get creative, they get to utilize their own activities, and this is the greatest thing you can do for your community, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sure many agree. So I actually have great gratitude for all the years that you've done this.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
I
you.
watched it through
Thank
the
you.
years, and I didn't realize they were still doing this until
Oh
I
yeah.
had the next generation of children.
Yep.
And then there we go again. They're
And-
back with them, and I'm like,
In fact,
oh my
we
goodness.
We have pretty much third generation coming through now. Kids that used to come through 25 or almost 30 years ago are now bringing their own kids through.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Yeah, we've had more than one person say, I came through this when I was a little kid, and now I want to bring my kids.
Yeah.
Well, that's a real testament to you, to community, to some original and different ways to do stuff and bring community together. And that's so important these days because it seems like we've become so separated and we've gone into so many different directions that oftentimes you have neighborhoods where nobody knows who their neighbors are anymore.
Right.
And kids are afraid to go trick-or-treating and you can only go trick-or-treating to these 5 houses
Right,
and
right.
stuff like that.
In fact, this has actually introduced us to some of our neighbors.
Yeah.
Our neighbor next door over on this side, he had his son helped us out one year, and then a couple of houses down, they came by, they walked their dog past while we're
Dogs,
setting up, and we
kids,
started
yeah.
to chat, and so it has actually been a good way for us to meet our own neighbors.
Yes, and they don't just set this up in about 2 or 3 days.
Oh, no.
They,
No,
It's
like
about a month-long process.
to build. We plan, and then it's a month to build and set up.
And so is this the only holiday you do this for?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this
that's enough.
Halloween is your big
It
holiday.
is,
Yeah.
it is.
They're probably closet pagans. You heard it here. Expose. Web of light. Okay, well, we're gonna meet some of the
Take the
performers.
tour.
Yep.
We're gonna
Yep.
take the tour. And in fact, I think what we'll do is, because I know some of them are getting ready, because we're here before the event actually happens, so that we're not in the way of the event. So maybe you can send up maybe your daughter or one or two of the
Sure.
people, and then give them a little more time, and then we'll take the tour if we want to interview other people.
sounds a good idea.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I
Okay.
do want to say that our touring camera is brought to us by Deb Cross, which I give thanks to her for coming on down from Manchester, because she has a show up in Manchester Community TV, and she does beautiful camera work. So I said, can you please help us? And here she is. So thank you, Deb.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Deb.
Blessings on your head, Cross.
All right, well, let me go grab.
So, how long have you been doing this event? That long, huh? Don't eat much candy, do you? So I just want to introduce you to one of the attractions here at the Haunted House in Hudson. Hello and welcome back to another segment of the Haunted House in Hudson. We're here with some of our guests, some of our visitors. Melena. Melina. Sorry, that's okay. So, you live here.
I do.
How crazy is this house the rest of the year?
Well, it is actually haunted,
Oh.
aside from our haunting. So there's some activity here and there.
Have you ever talked to the ghost?
I have not talked to the ghost, but I've seen the ghost.
Ah. Does the ghost ever show up for Halloween?
They're definitely more active around Halloween time.
Okay. So, Michael, what made you decide to get involved with this?
I fit the part.
You fit the part.
This is my face.
That's his face. Do you believe that's his face? How many years have you been doing it, Michael?
I believe now 6,
Yeah.
around that. Yeah.
And how did
6
you get
years.
involved?
Melina and I were friends in high school, so I was just around here all the time. And then around Halloween time, they're like, "Hey, we do this haunted house," and I love horror movies and all that sort of stuff. So I've been on board ever since.
Ah, so you used to be friends, not anymore then?
No.
Oh, okay. But you come here anyways.
Yes.
So now, to our Web of Light, we want to show you that these are really quite normal young people. And that there's really, you could run into them on the street and you'd never know the difference. See you in the house. Hello, and this is the wizard, Dr. Kevin, and the witch,
Angie D'Anjou.
and we're here for another segment of the Haunted House in Hudson. Tunnel of Terror. Ba-da-da-da. So we're at this seemingly normal-looking house in Hudson
At 16 Highland Street.
at 16 Highland Street. Now look around. I mean, if you drove by this house, would it stand out to you that it's haunted? Would you look at it and think that there's anything strange going on? Oh, look. Bewitch departed this life August 11th, 1786. And look at this chap over here. I'm quite sure that you could get up and walk if you wanted to. You probably don't need a wheelchair, do you? Really? Fakers, they're all fakers. They're just trying to get disability these days, I tell you. There's nothing wrong with him. And over here, the Tunnel of Terror goodies. Hot apple cider and candy for the kids. Because only the children under the age of, over the age of 13 are allowed to go through. So Angie, are you ready to step into the
Now,
house?
this is going to now is the older children and older adult area.
Okay. So,
And we're doing this in the daytime, but soon it will be dark.
oh look, a wedding. Are you ready?
Good evening. Welcome to the Tunnel of Terror. Please come this way. So come right this way and prepare to have your senses overloaded.
Loaded. I like being loaded. There's something there. There's something there. We're now in the Tunnel of Terror, and what will we find? Right this way. Come this way. I think we're safe now. It looks like it's okay. You know, one can never tell these days.
What are you doing out there?
Oh, Kevin.
I think we can stay on that side.
Okay.
It's enough to make a wizard lose his cap. Choices. Ah, which way do we go? Let's go this way, shall we? Foggy day in London town. There we are! Through the Tower of Terror.
I can find a thing. It fell off.
I'll find it. Not here.